Do not be mistaken. We know you're using AI, and it's okay. But in fiction pieces and nonfiction manuscripts and your proposals and even your articles, we can tell, but don't use it. Don't try to publish it. Have confidence in your own material and don't use AI. And if you do use AI, you're going to get in big trouble with your writing. Let me explain. Right now, everyone wants to use AI. It's like the solution. But I had a colleague tell me that AI is just the average. So if you're going to use it for good, but don't use it as a crutch. And if you think about it, everyone uses it to be an assistant, to help us with so many different things. I use it all the time. But when you're writing your manuscript, don't even try to let them be your editor. Don't try to do anything. Because once you start doing that, it becomes this crutch that is not yours. Yes, does it help you do things for productivity? But in a way, the process of publishing is built on trust, not speed. It's built on expertise and longevity. Books last a lifetime. Don't use artificial intelligence in your content. Yes, we want to use it for certain things, and we can talk about those. But don't use it when you're publishing. The truth is, we can tell, and it's starting to get very illegal in publishing. We've always known that there's things in publishing that are just no-nos, but the main thing is plagiarism. If you think you're going to write something and you put it through one of the AI services, it starts to not sound like you. Even if it is something that embodies your personality, it's not you. Publishers have had seen this for centuries. Think about it. We know when people are copying, and sometimes people get away with it. But publishers have been through much worse. And in fact, I believe we don't even really talk about AI. In my conversations with editors, we don't talk about AI. We talk about how to serve our authors. We talk about how to build up original content. So here are some things to think about why AI is a problem. These publishers behind the scenes, here's a few things of what we see in publishing that you need to look out for. There are major publishers now that are starting to implement and put into their contracts certain language and phrases to protect themselves from if authors are planning to use AI or any sort of bot to help them with their books. They're enforcing these that it's a human first mandate. This means that if anything is AI generated, you're going to put your submission at risk, your manuscript at risk, and you're going to be in trouble. You are going to take all the risk, and that means you may have to pay people back for things that you've done. What's interesting is publishing has seen so many issues with people plagiarizing. We never thought we would see it in, some sort of artificial intelligence. But the conversations we're having are to lift up our authors and to encourage them to use original content and don't rely and actually have the confidence in your own material. Don't rely on someone else or something else. There was actually a fiction manuscript that got in trouble recently for using AI. And sadly, the author didn't even know about it. The claim is that the book was published and there were some kind of undercurrents that the author uses artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, she used someone else that helped her create the book. Therefore, the book became something different, and she relied on that person who was a real person. And what she didn't realize is that real person was using AI to help them create the content. So it's a problem, and it's going to continue to be a problem. But AI content cannot be fully copyrighted in the United States. So again, it may be your original content that then you put through some sort of chat situation, but that doesn't mean that it still is your content. It could be pulling from other sources. And so you may not legally even own the material that you see and that's put together. I see it in proposals all the time, and it's huge red flags and pet peeves of mine when I can tell when an author has used it. I'll give an example. I had an author send me their proposal, and I know they're an amazing writer. I've known them for years. When they sent me their new proposal, they may have not had time to put together a very strong document. When I read it, I noticed that there were a lot of hyphens, which again is fine. Some people use hyphens. I use commas. But what I really got frustrated with is when I see the not just phrase. This is a phrase that often is used with our artificial intelligence to really bring home the point. Nina is not just an agent. She's a friend. You are not just a friend. You're an incredible ally. These are the things that I always see. It's not just this, but it's also this. Drives me nuts, to be honest. I can't handle it when I see AI do that. And I can tell. So in proposals, please do not run the filter or the features through your original content. I think it's okay for posting on social media. I think it's okay to use it for blog posts. But when you're going to publish an article or publish a book or send the proposal to an agent, do not use AI. Be confident into what you can control. A major publisher just pulled a book because of this, and there are major consequences. This is a reality that's happening, but I will tell you it's not a real reality because, again, AI is average. We want to be above average, and that's where you come in. There's a pattern to AI that I don't think it has any sort of life to it. You, as the author, bring the life. AI is flat, it's predictable, it's for sure over-explained, and there's always a slight disconnect. Have you noticed that when you read something? But we read so fast now, it won't catch it, but you kind of get the gist. Well, in a book, there's more depth to it. We have to explain things in our chapters and in our paragraphs. And so that's why don't let AI edit your proposal or your book. Your writing has so much more to give than just information. It's your judgment. It's your authority. It's your lived experience. And AI cannot duplicate that. Trust who you are. And yes, again, one side loves what AI is doing, but that's not publishing, okay? Publishing is not that. We love human first content, and we want that strong perspective. We want the clear voice, and we want you as the trusted author. Remember, the publisher is also the trusted publisher. They have been publishing bestsellers for decades. They want your real brand. They do not want something that is watered down version of you or an over-explained version of you. But don't play both when you're writing your book. Again, you can use it for articles. You can use it for marketing and brainstorming. There's a lot of stuff it can do for back-end assistant. And I'm telling you, I do use it. And we can all tell when we use it. But when your AI is showing in your manuscript, it does not look good. Again, your core ideas are your core message. And really sit down and be thoughtful about what you want to share in your book. Don't run it through an AI source because it will get watered down. Your voice is the asset. Your perspective is the differentiator. And you're the authority. That's yours. No one else can talk about what you're going to be talking about. And if you're serious about writing your book, take the time to write it. I know for me, when I do AI stuff, I make it my to-do list. I write things down and put it away, like how to put this email together. Help me do this. Help me do that. I mean, I'm going crazy on AI. However, when I want to sit down and write my book, actually, when you think about it, do you want to journal? Do you let AI help you journal? No, it's our minds. Books are so dense with beautiful content, it makes your mind slow down. And I know my mind races most of the time, but when I'm reading a book, I can be centered in what the author is saying, and I trust it. Trust your writing, have confidence in what you're doing, and I promise you someone will pick up your book.